Alright, so Raspberry Pi update, I guess. This is on the green machine. The developers for linuxcnc got a GPIO HAL driver working a while back, so I thought I'd test it. You can see I made a little pigtail that connects to the GPIO pins and hooks into my lead shine. All I'm using is 3 axes of step and direction plus 3 home switches, just to kind of see. So the Raspberry Pi, it looks like it will do a 50 microsecond base thread, which gives you 20 kilohertz. But because the Raspberry Pi GPIO driver doesn't have the reset implemented like the printer port does, you're limited to half that for the step frequency. So the maximum step frequency currently is 10 kilohertz. So with this machine, with 10,000 steps per inch, gives you a maximum of about 60 inches a minute. But if you played around with it, if you have the steps per inch, you'd get 120 inches per minute. If the reset functionality was added to the GPIO driver, you'd get twice that. So you definitely have some options with this, but it looks like at least minimum you're going to do is 10 kilohertz. So that's how this is set up right now. I definitely wouldn't do a pigtail like this. I would create a cape for this. The GPIO, from what I've read, isn't 5 volt tolerant, so it'd be pretty easy to screw it up. So I hacked together a little HAL file that I'll run linuxcnc here, that uses GPIO out of the Raspberry Pi. So gonna turn it on, home it. Oh, you actually have to hit the... Oh, interesting. Let's try that again. I didn't have the this thing powered on. Alright, so we're gonna home this. And Z homes first, and then X and Y. So this is all software step generation. Like I say, the maximum feed rate is 60 inches a minute in this setup. So I'm gonna open something pretty big here. My go-to G-code file for testing, and I'm gonna play it. So definitely a pretty cool option. I'd say the Raspberry Pi is probably 95% there. I think it could have just a little better video performance, and the real-time performance could just be slightly better, and I think it would be a home run. As it is right now, it's definitely usable and definitely gives you a lot of options. For me, I'm definitely using the 7992, so that'll hook into the Raspberry Pi. You've seen previous videos through Ethernet, and that gives you, megahertz step generation, so you don't have to worry about those sorts of things. So, but either way, I think the Raspberry Pi is certainly a decent option for playing around with, for sure. So, I don't know. I like it. Talk to you guys later.